For the regular board meeting for Competitive Edge Charter Academy. I'd like to note that all board members are in attendance. Can you please stand for the pledge of allegiance? Ready to begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible. Faster than I'm used to.
All right, do we have any adjustments to the agenda?
No, the agenda is presented.
Can I get a motion for approval of the agenda?
New approval.
Your second? Second. With a first by board member Bannister and a second by board member Avila, all those in favor? Aye. The chair votes aye, agenda is approved with a 5-0 vote. All right, on to our first highlight of the evening. We are at 2.01, Superintendent International Baccalaureate Program, student presentation.
Yes, thank you. Mr. Mead, would you like to introduce your presenters this evening?
Absolutely. We got a huge group here tonight, but to kick things off is our Stellar IB coordinator, Jen Stahl. Come on up, Ms. Stahl.
Like we were just here presenting, so look at us again. Again, Jennifer Stahl, I'm the IB coordinator. So we have our primary years program at CECA. That's our TK through 5th grade. IB requires that all grades organize their program of inquiry around 6 transdisciplinary themes. Actually, Lance, do you mind switching to the next slide? These 6 themes are universal across all UIP schools in the world. They allow for a wide range of inquiries and exploration, connect learning to real-life situations, and encourage students to be engaged, active learners. Each grade level team creates 1 IB unit per theme. So our grades TK and Kinder are able to choose 5 of those 6 themes. And then our grades 1 through 5 have to do all 6 of those International Baccalaureate themes. So we have a total of 40 curricular units across our program of inquiry. Our program of inquiry is on the CECA website as well under the CECA IB program. You can see all the hard work the teachers put into it. So a little bit about unit planning, and I know they're really excited to go, so I'm going to go really fast. So this is our primary years program wheel, and it kind of explains how we build our units of inquiry. We start with that theme. California state standards is our scope and sequence. So we use all the state standards that you see there across the disciplines. Then we incorporate action, agency, exhibition. We have our International Baccalaureate approaches to teaching. This means our instruction is inquiry-based, conceptually focused, globally aware, collaborative, learner-centered, and assessment-informed. And then we have our approaches to learning. These are all the skills and strategies built into this. Our thinking, research, communication, self-management, and social skills. So they're gonna go to the next slide. They're gonna give you a little snippet into one of our themes, and you'll see how that builds from TK all the way to 5th grade. So they are all responsible, all those grades, for that one theme descriptor here. But each grade just takes a little portion of that theme. So that's how we work together to decide what's at each grade level based on our state standards. And they're going to show you that. Are you guys ready? You're excited? So we're going to have TK, Kinder, first and second, go first. So we're ready. Okay. TK.
First it hatches and first it lays into the egg and then it hatches and then it eats some food and then it turns bigger a little bit and then it turns into a chrysalis and then a butterfly. Hi, my name is Leah. I'm in TK. We're sharing planning.
Is it okay if, actually, I'd love to turn them around. We're gonna stand up and we're gonna go stand over there so we can see, so their parents can see as well. Yes, that's great. That's a great idea.
So Leo wants to turn again. Oh, yeah, take it. Take it. Okay, Leo, take it away. You got it.
First it turns into an egg, and then it hatches, and then it eats a little bit more, food. Then it turns a little bit bigger, and then it goes upside down, and then it turns into a chrysalis, and then a butterfly. Take it away. I think it's ready for learning to share the planet unit. After the butterfly comes, it's ready to eat a lot of flowers until it's ready to turn into a butterfly for like until its life ends. My name is Jack. I am in kindergarten, and we are learning about sharing the planet. There are 5 things plants are going to need: air, time, space, water, sun. Hi, my name is Jameson, and we're sharing about the unit about plants. And there's a couple of things that plants have in their body. They have a stem, a leaf, and then they have roots, and then they start off as a seed, and then they grow into a beautiful. Hi, my name is Eris, and I'm in 1st grade. We are in our Sharing the Planet unit. We learned about all the structures of plants and animals that help them survive. Plants and animals can use their structures for protection. Hi, my name is Paul, and I'm in 4th grade. We use our learning about plants and animal structures to help solve a problem. We had to keep an object hidden inside the toilet box. My toilet box so I could bring it in there. Hi, my name is Austin, and I'm in 2nd grade. For Sharing the Planet unit, we learned about natural resources and how plants and animals and people depend on our natural resources. I chose to learn more about the ocean. People are impacting the ocean with their trash. Even though you think you throw your trash on the ground and it's going to do nothing, it's going to go in the sewer and into the ocean. The Pacific Garbage Patch is a place where that is filled with people's trash. We can help by not littering, put our trash in the trash can, and help pick up trash. Hi, my name is Adam, and I'm also in 2nd grade. While I was Sharing the Planet's unit, we also learned about redwoods and sequoia trees. They are an important natural resource because of all the oxygen they make. We measured how tall they were on the field, and they are huge. We also learned that fires can help disperse the seeds, just not too much fire. People are impacting these trees by cutting them down, just like the low action. We can help protect these trees by teaching other people how special they are.
And our third and fourth graders, you guys want to.
So my stepdaughter. That's her mom and my wife.
So your daughter is doing it. Okay.
The coach.
Yes, yeah, so yeah.
Mhm.
We're gonna be finishing up rounds this week. Oh, so we'll email it over to you guys. Yes.
That's awesome.
You want next week?
Hi, my name is Taylor,
Okay.
and I'm in third grade. For our Sharing the Planet unit, we have been learning about animals in different ecosystems. Each classroom chose a different ecosystem to focus on. We worked in groups to research and presentation and for our findings to the other two classes. I am in Miss Petite's class, and we chose the desert. I'm going to talk about coyotes. Let's go. Coyotes have pointy ears for hearing their prey. We have brown, tan, or gray fur for camouflage. We have strong jaws and pointy teeth to eat their food. We have claws, eyes, and a nose for hunting. Coyotes can live in the desert and mountains too. Hi, my name is Abby and I'm also in third grade. I'm in Miss Spencer's class and we chose to do the marine ecosystem. My group decided to show what we know with a puppet show. I chose to learn about a sea urchin. Here's what my puppet said. My puppet said, "Hi, I'm a sea urchin and how I survive in the kelp forest. I survive by eating kelp. The animals that try to eat me are otters, gray whales, and starfish." Hi, my name is Erin, and I'm in third grade too. I am in Miss Natika's class, and we chose to do the rainforest ecosystem. The organism I focused on was the red rocket deer. Here are some facts I learned. Red rocket deer have adapted to their environment on the forest floor with protective adaptation or camouflage. A red rocket deer lives between 7 and 12 years. They usually have one fawn, but they can have two. Right here, let's do a group, and then that's the red rocket deer, and then. Hi, my name is Wyatt, and I'm also a third grader. And I chose to learn about the fern in the rainforest. And here are some facts I learned. The fern survives by its funnel shape that traps all the water that falls on the fern, so that means they have infinite water.
Hi, my name is Carter and I'm in fourth grade. We are currently on our Sharing the Planet IB unit. In this unit, we learn about our behavior impacts sustainability. Part of this unit has been growing the lettuce in our hydroponic garden. The garden is in the corner of our class.
Hi. Hi, my name is Sydney and I am also in fourth grade. Here are the steps we have taken to plant the hydroponic garden. First, we planted the seeds in a tray in the rock base. Once the seeds sprouted, we moved them into the hydroponic garden. We added water and nutrients to the tank, plugged in the light and the water pump. We have been watching it grow since April 16th. Our lettuce is almost full grown and we will be ready to harvest soon. My favorite part so far has been watching it grow and giving it water and food.
The entire process has been interesting. Watching it from start from a seed and now into full lettuce plants. Every few days we have to test the water. First we test the pH levels. We add drops of pH into a tube. If it's too hot, we have to add pH down to the tank. Next we trust the nutrients. The levels tell us how much food the plants need. Once we harvest the lettuce, the fourth grade students will make a salad and also share the harvest with the cafeteria.
Okay, fifth grader, you guys do anything? Last group.
My name is Quincy and I'm in fifth grade. For our sharing component unit, we are learning about water, how to protect the Earth's resources, and the environment. To learn more about water, we read the book Owen and the Blue Dolphins by Scott Odell.
Hi, my name is Henry and I'm in fifth grade. We used our learning from Island of the Blue Dolphins to pick an animal native to the Channel Islands. Then we researched the animal and produced a written informational report on the animal. The animal I chose was the Baja California tree frog because it's nocturnal, which means it's only active at night.
The animal I focused on was a wild dog because of its unique and diverse ability to hunt and survive together as a team.
Hi, my name is Ireland. I'm in fifth grade. Last week we had our PYP exhibition. This is where students choose a real world problem or issue, research, then take action. We presented our topics to the learning community. There are a wide variety of topics, but we're going to share a few topics that were related to our Sharing the Planet units. Hi, my name is Daisy, and for my fifth grade exhibition project, I did plastic pollution. Plastic pollution is the plastic trash everywhere, whether it is in the ocean or on the ground. It is a problem. For my action, I picked up trash around a park up the mountain called Silent Valley. I also interviewed a ranger there. Here are some of the photos of my action. As you can see, it went really well. A lot of people joined in as I was picking up trash, and it was really awesome. During my interview, I learned that people do just leave their trash on the ground, and that you can get in trouble if you get caught. Overall, through this project, I learned a lot and had a fun time doing it.
Hi, my name is Emily and my topic is on honeybees. I chose this topic because I wanted people to know honeybees are really important to us. For my action, I handed out flyers trying to encourage people to plant a garden to help the bees.
Hi, my name is Brooklyn Farr, and for my exhibition project, I chose to research about ocean pollution to inform people on how plastic pollution can affect the sea animals in their homes. It can affect the animals by they can get entangled in plastic or fishing line, and sunscreens or factories produce chemicals that harm the animals in their homes. You can go to the beach to pick up trash. Switch to a sunscreen that does not have harmful chemicals and recycle things that need to be recycled to prevent this from happening. For my action, I created miniature trash and recycling bins to see if people know how to recycle. I learned that many people do not know how to recycle, and animals eat plastic by thinking it is another sea creature in the ocean.
So for my exhibition project, I did it on coral bleaching. When I did this, for my action, I talked to a funding called forocean.com. Forocean.com is a fundraiser that goes and picks up trash out of the ocean. Today, they have picked up 42 million pounds of trash out of the ocean. And while I was working with them, I met a girl named Melinda. Melinda was the one who helped me with this action, and she has helped me get bracelets. This bracelet right here is 1 pound of trash removed from the ocean, which I handed them out to my class. Another action I did was I went to the aquarium of the Pacific Ocean. I realized that they didn't really know what coral bleaching was, and in these pictures, they all have coral bleaching in them. So when I learned to not use toxic sunscreens, glitter, and
All right, let's give all our students another round of applause. Great job. All right, thank you again for coming and showing us all of your hard work. We're moving on the agenda to our recognitions. San Bernardino, Inyo, and Mono counties, science and engineering fair student recognition. Students.
Right, well, I think it's pretty mean to put me after that. You guys did a great job, and parents, if I don't get a chance to thank you for bringing your kids out, for you guys working so hard, and always Miss Stahl for doing a great job. Appreciate it. So one of our after-school clubs for our middle school students was a science fair club, and we participated in the San Bernardino County Science Fair this year. And it actually encompasses 3 different counties and hundreds of students. And we actually have 2 students who placed in the gold category that we'd like to recognize tonight. First up is Michaela Facile, once again, gold, in her project title, EcoFlow, what's the best way to naturally filter water? So great job, Michaela. And then our second student being recognized tonight, also in the gold category, Carter Sliney. And his project, Solar Spark, igniting a potential clean water solution. So Carter, come on up. Thank you.
Good job, Carter. Moving on to public comment, I see that we have none. And that takes us to our advisory committee report.
Hello. At this month's meeting, we went over the following topics. Mr. Mead reviewed the budget overview for the parents. Next, he went over the local control funding, formula, supplemental, and concentration grant funding of the 25-26 school year. He presented the proposed spending of these funds and the actions and the goals and data that would be tied to the actions and opened the floor for discussion. Next, he went over the 5-year professional learning plan and how that would look depending on available funding, of course. Mr. Mead also reviewed our student voice surveys, and interesting at the top of the list was school food. And both groups thought that they should educate more on how to eat healthy foods. And of course, he talked also about summer school, and our numbers are soaring. So I think you said approximately 640 kids going to summer school. So really good. Anyway, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Looks like we have one item for discussion action, item 6.01. Educational service, do we have anything, any information you need to share with this one? It's Step Up to Writing Program. Can I get a motion for approval of the Step Up to Writing Program? So moved. I'll second it. With a motion from Clerk Miller and a second from Board Member Bannister, can I, all those in favor? Aye. Board Chair votes aye, move passes with a 5-0 vote. Are there any items from the consent calendar that need to be pulled by any member? Seeing none, I would like to get a motion to approve the consent calendar. And a second?
I'll second.
With a first motion from Board Member Avila and a second from Board Member Cruz, all those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes with a 5-0 vote. Do we have any additional administrative information?
Thank you, President Vogue. Just as we have many, many parents in the audience and our fabulous kids from Competitive Edge and our leadership, we're closing out the year and it has been another wonderful, successful year. And as all of our teachers and our administrators, this is the push time to get kids to the finish line, but we can't do it without the partnership of our parents. So parents, we want to give you a little round of applause. Thank you so much for all you do. We appreciate the support and the partnership in the times when they're hard and the times when they're fabulous. So thank you so much.
All right, Board Member comments? Board Member Cruz?
I just want to thank you for the great presentations. Are you having fun learning or what?
Yeah.
So kudos to you guys. Keep up the great work. And I love seeing all of you learning.
Board Member Bannister?
Yeah, I would repeat that. It was a very informative presentation and very well done. So thank you very much for all that. Thank you, parents, for bringing them so we could hear that.
Same here. Well done. I'm really impressed all the time when I see young people speaking in front of a big crowd like this. You guys did amazing and good job and have a great summer.
Always great. Well, my favorite board meetings are when you have students here presenting and telling us what they're learning and showing off their talents and their skills. So always great to see you guys again. Thank you for the parents and the partnership. You guys have a wonderful summer. If we don't see you at the next board meeting, and we are adjourned at 6:30. It is very
When we get a photo of you handing it to me, or just show me that. Yeah. Okay, smile. And what is your first name? Spell it for me. Last name? What is the last name? Okay. And what grade you are? Who's your teacher? Willis? Willers?
It's all done.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Oh, I can't get through here. Okay, I'll go around to, I'll meet you.
Hey, go down the line, see if anybody else wants to.
Of course. Thank you.
Hey, and you can.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm gonna be next. I'm gonna leave these.
We're gonna talk to you about something in the paper about we're having a bingo event and pops and smokes. The colors didn't turn out on this one, so don't use that. I can even email you a good one, but. I would love you to email me the verbiage. We can put it, doesn't mean off the flyer, but we're restricted by all. Okay, we have to pay for those these days? No, I think that's one of the things that we're still great. I missed the obituaries. I need to. I know. You and me, those 17 years, I've been doing this. You gotta change it.
Right.
I know that's when it starts. There's
a little crap, yeah.
Tell us who we are, and that's the event. Yeah, so thanks. Yeah, whatever you want to do. Thank you. Thank you. How do you do it? Like the time, like you started. I took a picture with my phone. It's so funny. You want me to give them your idea? Recording it, right? Oh, there's reserved seating is actually for you. I'm CECA. Take the grass.
If you're available.
What's it? They put you in the way.
Oh, okay.
Okay, congratulations. We're I'm sure it is.
Especially about you.
They do actually. For kids, so you too. Oh, just. Yes, that's what we're gonna say, yes.
I told you they'd open up.
Stella, how are you? I got a couple of these. Thank you.
I love it. I'm like,
No, no.
We're gonna go back in. Stay down. Let's go. Yes. Yes, I know. But the sugar was I took off early last night. It's crazy. Like I left. I was like, I'm gonna stay for budget, not to go. Oh, it was, yeah. Oh, I know. Sorry, it was a lot. Hi. Dr. Sunny and I would like to make a public comment to promote next week's screen ribbon week.
Very nice. How was your honeymoon? Was it?
Oh, yeah.
You got away for a long period of time. That's great. Your wedding was amazing. It was so much fun. It was like a big party the whole time.
Yeah. Okay, I'm glad that you had fun.
It was great. You didn't see me. I had the stick out there and the sunglasses.
I feel like I don't remember so much.
I can see that.
But yeah, I'll have to show you guys photos. This is the bluest water I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
It's even better than Maui. I thought
Really?
Maui was pretty water. Like, we're literally like, this is right under my feet. Like, we're just swimming with fishes.
That's really cool.
And everything. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
This was
Happy for you guys.
I'm glad you're representing. Thank you, Note, for coming, but we just got back Sunday, so hopefully this weekend I'll see you.
It was like, no, it was like maybe three from Friday leverage. There was a person that tried to like shout out. Her name was Sabrina Knight. Oh, okay. Okay.
So she's gonna go.
Okay, I wrote it in my notes. So I, oh, okay, I just wanted to make sure.
We're gonna do it.
Thank you.
Hey, yeah, of course. So I spoke with Cal and I spoke with the principal Dan. And I know he called you also. And so, you know, I discussed the issues with Kevin and follow up on the communication. So we're gonna quash that. The fact that you haven't talked to the boys? I agree with you 1,000%. So that's why I kind of took Dan. I felt very dismissive of the whole thing. His attitude sort of in the media was not awesome.
Hey, Rachel, did Sarah say she was staying or? I wasn't happy either. And I was, did you talk to Sarah?
So after he left, I haven't.
Yeah, she's
You know,
taking
I haven't taken on the channel. I've not seen him, so I
That's why I say hi to her.
accept your fault.
Where's she going now?
So she been gone down.
Good luck, I know. It's very frustrating.
Yeah.
And I just found out today he hasn't talked to the boys.
I know, that was really surprising to me as well.
Because he told me, I talked to the boys and I strongly admonished them to have no contact with them whatsoever. And I kind of, to me, that insinuated like there was no contact order between the boys.
Yeah, so I talked to Dan about that too. So I think Dan's gonna handle it from here on out. It's ridiculous what happened.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm really sorry. It's stupid.
Thank you.
All right, get started. Call meeting to order at 6:30. I'm sorry for the delay on that. We had a wonderful presentation by our CECA family and some of our students. You guys can go ahead and take your seat. That'd be great if there are any left. I believe there's one or two in front here, a couple up here. I'd like to note that all members are present. You could please stand for the pledge of allegiance. Ready, begin. Okay, Superintendent Biggs, do we have any adjustments to the agenda? There are no adjustments. Seeing there are no adjustments, do I have a motion to approve the agenda? So moved. And a second? A second. With a motion by Board Member Bannister and a second by Board Member Cruz, all those in favor to approve the agenda? Aye. And the chair votes aye. That's a, motion passes with 5-0 votes. Okay, we have a lot of very cool recognitions coming up today, you guys. I love we have a packed house tonight. The first thing we're going to start out with is 4.01. In fact, the Calamasa Educational Enrichment Foundation Teacher Grant Awards. Oh, who the hell? I don't know why she did it. It's scary.
I am standing with the YC president, Kathy Crane, and I am Stella's waving at me. I don't know why. She's afraid that I'm with her too. Yeah. Okay, all right. So I just want to give a little bit of background about YC, and then you're going to give your own background, but you're not going to talk about yourself and your leadership and your board. So that's what my job is to do. So when I joined the YCJUSD team, that was in the 13-14 school year, and I followed the superintendent, Dr. Sherry Kendrick. And Sherry had a dream to have a foundation in place before she left. And so she put the Yucaipa-Calamasa Educators Enrichment Foundation, YC, in place. And then she retired and spent some time supporting it and then moved out of state. And so we have had different iterations of leadership. But Kathy Crane, who is a retired teacher from the Fontana Unified School District, happily retired teacher, science teacher, feeling good. Hey, teachers are hard to come by. We need ours to stay. So she has been our leader for quite some time now, and she's assembled a really hardworking board that does everything they can. And so in a recognition, she's going to do her own presentation tonight, but we would be remiss if we didn't take the opportunity to recognize Kathy and the board's leadership that have made incredible gains to support our teachers with grants that they can apply for. And she's going to share a little bit more about that. But Kathy, we want to make sure that you take these back to your board. So here's a certificate for you, and you make a difference. Our purpose statement in the district is making a difference in the life of every child, and Kathy and her team do that. Also, her board, I'm gonna have Linda come up. We have also Pat Mazzulli, who was unable to attend. Pat Mazzulli is also a retired teacher. Barbara Heffman, retired teacher. Carla Christie, retired teacher. Kathy Barton, retired administrator, college administrator. Linda Putnam, retired teacher, and Miss Linda DeMont. Come on up, Linda.
Yeah. Well, that was totally unexpected and not necessary. Now I don't know what I'm gonna say. Now you have high expectations. As Kelly said, I am a happily retired AP biology teacher, and our good friend Jack Brennan wrote me into this several years ago. You know how Jack is, yeah. And suddenly I'm leading the pack and happily working with these people to raise money to give to teachers. And all they have to do is do what they tell me they're gonna do and send me a receipt. And it's, you know, they submit projects. Anyway, we had 18 applicants this year, which is a huge improvement. And we were able to fund 15 of those. And I'm gonna tell you who they are because some of them are here and we're gonna have them come up. Let's see, those guys, I don't, they're not here probably, but I'll tell you who they are. From the high school, let me find my list here. Well, one of them is Mike Matson, the teacher of the year from Yucaipa High School. And Brandon, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, right. Okay, so they submitted, are they here? Brandon and Mike? They told me they couldn't be here. Yeah, great. Yes. And so they had written a grant for DC power supplies. All right, science teachers know exactly what that means because in science, a lot of the stuff we use it has to be replaced occasionally, and there's never any budget to do that. And so we were happy to fund that. And like I told all of our recipients, cash those checks now and buy your stuff before tariffs and prices, all that. Anyway, they were able to get theirs on sale and they were able to actually buy more than they had originally proposed. And they already have theirs. Do you have that picture? Nope, nope, no. Go through all of them. Nope.
That's all I
The
got.
letter.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Anyway, they sent me a picture with all of their power supplies that they already got, so we're thrilled for them. Okay, from Valley Elementary, we have Maria Aguilar and Craig Miller. And I'm gonna put Chris, the principal, on the spot. I just talked to him if he would come and do this.
Yes, I'll give you a brief thanks. Board Cabinet, thanks so much. I'll be very brief. Mrs. Aguilera is a kindergarten teacher and she does after-school programs with kindergarten kids that are a little behind, and so she asked for some enrichment things to help with that. And Craig Miller, of course, right here is our PE coach, and he does a phenomenal job with intramural sports, and so he's getting more equipment and supplying all those things for our kids that are engaged in all those things. So thank you very much.
You're very, very welcome. Yeah, all these things are gonna make our students better learners, better people, so on. Calamasa Elementary, we gave a grant to Jillian Ivory. And I don't think she's here. That is not her. Jillian teaches kindergarten, and she's doing a project, believe it or not, with these little tiny kids and doing an Iditarod. And they do it on scooters, and they have stuffed animals, and they adopt a pet. And her idea is, your little kids here in this little Calamasa town, there's a big world out there. And she wrote a really fabulous grant, so we're happy to fund that. The Early Childhood Development Center, Beth Hecker Martinez is here. Yay, Beth.
Just we wrote you a thank you.
Oh,
has pictures.
Okay.
Thank you very much. We did rainy day recess boxes. We don't have an indoor space necessarily for our kids to play, so we did 3 bins that then rotate the rooms and have like big gross motor activities for our kids, and it was awesome. So thank you very, very much.
Very welcome. Very welcome. Thank you. Dunlap this year, they're the winning school. They got grants for 6 teachers. Wow. They really hit it hard. Andrea Saluja, Stacy Kazub, she's here. Brittany Provencher, I don't know if Brittany's here. Stacy, come up here, please. Michelle Dawson, Sarah Bloom, Brooke Weisgarber, and all of these folks are focusing on the small kids, lots of sensory input, some of the special needs students and some for the regular ed kids, and I'll let them talk a little bit. Just introduce yourself and say what you do with my money.
I'm Stacy Kazoo. I didn't know I would have to speak, but I'm a reading intervention teacher for the 1st to 5th graders, and I bought a bunch of fun hands-on phonics geared manipulatives and games and fun things for the students.
Hi, I'm Sarah Bloom. I'm gonna create a sensory room for our mod severe students.
All right, and our last school this evening is Chapman Heights. Woo! And they got 5. There's another one. We put the applications are supposed to go out from February 1st to March 15th. We had YCEA send out the apps. They put it online January 31st, late, which was fine. I had one the next day, February 1st. From Cynthia Wiley from Chapman Heights. Cynthia here? Did she come? Okay, let me have the other Chapman Heights people that are here. Priscilla Martin, Antoinette Villardis, Cynthia, and Bill Zanoni.
Hello, thank you. I know Mrs. Villardis and I worked together on both of our grants to improve the activities on our kindergarten and TK playground to make a place where they could be more inclusive and slightly less of an unstructured environment.
We were looking forward to incorporating some sensory activities. And if you guys high schools here, we're looking at partnering to get that to not only be in our kinder program, our playground, but looking forward into putting it into our upper grade playground as well.
Hi, I'm Bill Zanoni, and I'm one of the coaches for our Charger Robotics team.
And I'm using the grant to get money for our registrations on our qualifying tournaments and a little bit more equipment for our kids to touch a little bit more of our kids' lives to show them first leg of the league. Thank you.
Thanks. I left a letter on your spot talking about who we are and what we do, and our brand new flyers and information, some of our sponsors on the back. And also, we're having an upcoming event at Hops and Spokes, bingo night fundraiser, Friday night, May 30th, 6:30 p.m. A $20 buy-in, you get your beverage of choice, you get bingo cards. There will be a Gabe's Barbecue hop-up, a pop-up, or a food truck, sorry. We're also gonna have Nothing But Cake is gonna come and do a pop-up sale for us. We're having opportunity drawings and a 50-50. So if any of you have a side hustle and you wanna donate anything, that'd be great. We are an all volunteer board, and we try to have very low overhead. 99% of the money we get goes directly to the teachers. I also put at your spot a payroll deduction form that if you would generously consider filling that out and leaving it with Stella and getting it over to payroll, if you could donate 5, 10, 20, some portion of your board stipend to help us out, that would be great. I want to thank, there are already some people up there doing that, and I'm not going to put them on the spot, but if you would consider doing that, we would greatly appreciate it. We appreciate your time and letting us talk about our group. Any questions for me at this point?
No, I do have a comment.
Uh-oh.
You guys are killing it. So thank you. Such great strides. Thank you
Yes.
so much for all the work that you do.
Yes.
I know
Thank you.
most of you, and I know that you're already very, very busy people.
Right.
But those are the kind of people you put in charge of doing something. that
Exactly.
needs
And
to be done.
I got Kathy Miller on my board now,
Oh,
so.
oh,
And yeah, she's so busy, she couldn't come here tonight, but yeah, you're right. We love what we're doing, and it's nice being out of the classroom, but it's also nice to be able to give to people because we know what they need. So thanks for letting us do this. All right. Thank you for the recognition.
Okay, I do have to go back. I seem to have skipped over item number 3.05. We do have some things to report out from closed session. In closed session, the Board of Education took action on a motion made by Board Member Cruz and a second by Board Clerk Miller, followed by a 5-0 vote to appoint Heather Aguilar to the position of Director of Teaching and Learning for the Educational Services Department.
Well, good evening, Board President Bogue, members of the board, Superintendent Binks, and Executive Cabinet. I want to thank you for the opportunity to continue to serve our district in the role of Director of Teaching and Learning. YCJUSD has been my professional home since I started my career, and it is also the community where my husband and I have chosen to raise our family. I'm truly honored to step into this new role and remain committed to supporting our students, staff, and families. I want to thank everybody who's given me the opportunity to learn and grow here at YCJUSD, from the first year teaching a Casey Prep class to working alongside the Linked Learning Academies, interim administrative assignments, to working at the ranch, and then now most currently working with the amazing staff at Parkview. Lastly, I'd like to thank my family. All of them are in the back tonight, and some of them are actually watching online, for their constant support. I love you guys. So I look forward to continuing to make a positive difference each day and working together to ensure all students thrive. Thank you, guys.
I know.
Second item to report out from closed session is the Board of Education took action on a motion made by Board Member Bannister and a second by Board Member Avila, followed by a 5-0 vote to appoint Kim Caricato to the position of Assistant Principal for Mesa View Middle School.
Good evening, President Vogt, members of the board, Superintendent Banks, and Cabinet. I'm incredibly excited and humbled to begin this new chapter as the Assistant Principal of Mesa View and to officially join the Mustang team. I want to thank my family for their unwavering support. My husband, Eric, is here in the back, along with offspring number 2, Leah, and offspring number 3, Eli. We're just missing offspring number 1. He's finishing finals and he'll be home this weekend. I also want to thank my students, some of whom are here tonight. Joshua Breyer, student board member, Kim Pham, I saw Brooke, Sabrina Knight. You guys inspire me daily. And it's been an honor to get to teach you. I also want to say thank you to my many friends, colleagues, and mentors who guided and helped me along the way. I'm truly looking forward to working alongside an incredible team of educators and staff who dedicate themselves to making a difference in the lives of students. Thank you again for this incredible opportunity. I can't wait to get started as a Mustang.
We have our third and final item, report out from closed session. The Board of Education took action on a motion made by Board Member Cruz and a second by Clerk Miller, followed by a 5-0 vote to appoint Anthony Macias to the position of Custodial Supervisor for the Maintenance and Operations Department.
Good evening, board members. Good evening, Yucaipa Cali Mesa School District, community, and friends. My name is Anthony Macias, and I'm truly honored to serve as a custodial supervisor for this district. I sincerely appreciate the opportunity to speak with you today. A little about myself. I've been in this field since the age of 14, which gives me about 22 years of experience. I am passionate, detail-oriented, determined, prideful, and competitive. Having played sports my whole life, I am a dedicated Lakers, Chargers, and Dodgers fan. Side note, when the Dodgers signed Otani, they signed me too. Used to be an Angels fan. I come from Azusa Unified School District, where I started since 2008. I served as a custodial supervisor for the previous 3 years. I leave there with a touch of sadness, having grown up and attending school in Azusa. However, I also leave with a sense of fulfillment, knowing the impact I made on the district and the positive relationships I built with custodial staff and principals. I can honestly say the morale is up. I am excited about this new opportunity granted by the board member and the opportunity Callie Banks, Dr. Gene Anderson, Adam Johnson, and Jim Stoltz provided me. It wasn't an easy decision, but the support and passion I felt throughout the interview process convinced me this is where I needed to be. It felt like family, and I wanted to be a part of it. As a supervisor, my goal is to teach, hold people accountable, foster a positive working environment, and promote teamwork. I hope when students, teachers, and the community walk onto campus, into classrooms or restrooms, they can generally feel that the spaces are clean and welcoming. Thank you.
We're going to go ahead and go on to 4.02, Wildwood Elementary School. I don't know if you guys understand what the California Distinguished School is, but it is a very big deal, and we would like to recognize the phenomenal work that this campus has done at this time. So can we please?
All right, Hawk family, let's go, front and center. So, yes, and then we'll put you up front. So the California Distinguished School, we don't have anything to show for it yet because the award ceremony has not happened. It's still a little bit away, and so there's opportunity then, but we wanted to make sure that when our staff that goes off and our faculty goes off on vacation, that we didn't try to get you to come back on a day when you're on vacation. So we're happy to recognize them ahead of time. And just a little bit about the distinguished school. The Wildwood has been selected for 2025, and the program recognizes 2 categories of exceptional schools, those closing the achievement gap and those demonstrating exceptional student performance. In the California Distinguished Schools, it remains one of the most important ways to celebrate exceptional schools, exceptional teachers, exceptional leadership, exceptional classified employees, and exceptional parents. It helps to celebrate their innovations, their talent, their success, and how they work with students. It's an honor that's incredible, and this Hawk team has deservingly received this award and given the tools to succeed to their students. And so with that, a quote from our principal: Wildwood's distinguished recognition can truly be attributed to the daily collective efforts of the entire Hawk team, from the nutritional service workers to campus monitors, custodial staff to the library, the office staff, our general education teachers, enrichment teachers, and special education teachers, and all the support aides, the health tech, EL, everyone who joins that campus is the people who help to make our Hawk successful. That's a lot of dedication and a lot of words to describe some wonderful people that do wonderful work. So they'll be able to celebrate in just a few weeks as the California Distinguished Schools will commence their recognition ceremony. And so if I could ask the board to come up, we'll take a picture with our Hawk family. Congratulations.
I'm gonna steal that picture from your husband.
Wonderful. 1, 2, 3.
Again, congratulations to Wildwood and our principal, Becky Peterson.
Okay, once again, congratulations, and moving on to item number 4.03. This is the Southern California STEAM Challenge recognition.
At this time, I would like to invite up Carl Opsel and also PJ Jimenez, also with our amazing Yucaipa High students who won first place in the Solar Boat Challenge in the SoCal STEAM Challenge.
And I believe Joe Zoba is here as well. Did we see? Joe Zoba is our Yucaipa Valley Water Manager. In fact, he's our neighbor just back across the field, and I'm asking him to come up because they've been so instrumental in putting the Solar Boat Channel on. So I went challenge on, and I just wanted Joe to say a few words about the challenge.
Sure, happy to. Good evening. My name is Joe Zoba, General Manager of Yucaipa Valley Water District. And for the past 15 years, the Water District has been sponsoring an event that starts off with planks of wood. We give those planks of wood to the students in the fall of each year. They assemble a boat that they skipper that has solar panels on it, as well as motors, as well as steering. And how they put all of that together is entirely up to them. So it's wonderful to be in the background watching students put and take from the academics of engineering to the practical knowledge that they can put in place, compete against other high schools, and This year, the Yucaipa High School came in first place, but I'll let Carl talk about that, you know. So it's just great to be a sponsor of this event. We love putting it on. We love working with the students, and I have to give a lot of recognition to the teachers. They put in so much time from the fall to the spring to the event. Everything they do is just so instrumental to really help the students gain that practical knowledge of engineering experience that they have. So thank you very much.
So these students before you are amazing students. As an educator, this part of teaching brings the most joy to my career. I love working with these guys. Thank you for the opportunity to highlight their accomplishments this evening. So reluctantly, I'm gonna pass the mic off to Jacob. He's gonna introduce the team. He is our PSA script writer extraordinaire. And then Brooke Wilson, she is a ruthless competitor. If you've ever seen somebody operate a canoe that's electric powered, she makes it exciting. So.
Hello, everyone. So yes, we came in first place at the SoCal STEAM Challenge, and that's thanks to the amazing team. Here we have Joaquin Barraza, Nicholas Sopa, Logan Peterhoff, John Murphy, of course, the teachers, Carl Opsel and Philip Jimenez, who are really the MVPs for putting it together and getting the students to actually go through with it. So I'll hand it off now to our skipper, Brooke Wilson, to discuss our victory. So thank you.
So when we competed 2 weeks ago at the Yucaipa Regional Park, we came first in the sprint and endurance event. Unfortunately, because of the rain, the slalom event did get canceled, but for sprint, we won by 100th of a second to get first place over Banning. And for the endurance event, we got 45 laps, which was what, 3 laps above Banning?
Yeah.
Yes, it was 3 laps above Banning. Yeah, so that was a new record for the event this year as well. For our tech report, we got 198 out of 200, which was the top scoring tech report out of all the teams. And our PSA got 96 out of 100 for our presentation, which ended up giving us first overall.
We'd like to invite the board up to take a picture with our teachers and students and their trophies. And also, Dan, there you are. You have a high school principal, Dan Jervis.
Yeah, you guys want pictures, come on? You guys more than welcome to get a You need to tuck down. All right, I'm gonna take a picture to go anywhere. Very good. All right. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Don't move, don't move.
All right, well done, ladies and gentlemen over there. Moving on to item 4.04, we are going to recognize San Bernardino, Inyo, and Mono counties science and engineering fair student recognition. Superintendent.
Good evening. We would also like to recognize some of our students at Ridgeview Elementary School. I don't know if Mr. Bernier is out here too. I'd like to invite him up if he is. But we'd also like to honor our students who were in the event for the San Bernardino, Inyo, and Mono Counties Science and Engineering Fair this year. We have 3 students who won awards for their different science experiments. The first student is Delaney Edwards, who placed silver at the event. And Delaney, you did a project called Sweet Science. Can you tell us a little bit about what that was about?
I did a project about gummy bears and different salt waters, and I measured how gummy bears compare to grow in the different measurements of salts.
Our next student is Ethan Plummer, also from Ridgeview. Can you tell us a little bit about your trash gathering robot?
I was concerned about the trash being on the floor, littering and all that. So I created this trash picking up robot so that in the future, I hope that it could be everywhere, picking up trash all the time.
And we also have Silas Wallace. Hey Silas, can you tell us about your handy cam?
I made a prosthetic arm out of I believe 2 liters of soda, a lot of tape, obviously, straws and string.
At this time, wait, Silas, come here. I'm gonna have you guys, if we could ask the board to please come up again and take a picture with our science fair winners.
It's not scary. Let's make sure they're facing the right way. It's like we're doing our job. 1, 2.
Okay, moving on to item number 4.05, student recognition for making a difference. Mr. Brown.
All right. Good evening, President Bogue, members of the board, Superintendent Binks, members of cabinet. So for the past 2 years, if you don't already know, our purpose statement is to make a difference in the life of each child. And the board, in their vision, wanted us to really focus in on what that meant and how we can highlight that better across the district. And one way to do that is to highlight community members, parents, employees, and students who truly make a difference in the life of children. So our Making a Difference award tonight is for Sabrina Knight, who, before I get really deep into what she's done, I want to frame her academic sort of load that she has right now, because it's pretty impressive without everything else she does. So she's an 11th grader at Yucaipa High School. She currently has a 4.3 GPA. Now, how did she get a 4.3 GPA? That's higher than a 4.0. That's because 4 out of the 7 classes she takes right now are AP classes, advanced placement classes. So she's insanely busy at school. Well, she's also insanely busy outside of school. So over here, we have the Yucaipa News Mirror editor, Rachel Gustafson, and Sabrina wanted to help make a difference in the community. So she asked her if she could start submitting articles to her about students at Yucaipa High School. And she's been doing that for a few months now, since September, is that right?
Yes.
And so school wasn't enough. She wanted to do more. And on top of that, her dad let me know she has her pilot's license. She's an 11th grader who has a resume longer than I do. So obviously school wasn't hard enough. But on top of all that, she is also on the City of Yucaipa's Youth Advisory Committee. And if that's not something you've participated in, I really recommend it. Look it up on their website. It's led by City Council member or Mayor Pro Tem Chris Venable and Sarah Martinez, who's in the crowd. It's a really great group of kids. And then she has also served as Vice President of the Hands with Paws program for the Yucaipa Valley Animal Placement Society, or YAPS. So she just keeps adding things onto her plate and onto her plate. And we thought this was the perfect time to recognize her. And I really would like to invite Rachel Gustafson, the editor of the News Mirror, to come up and say a few words about her. And Sabrina, you can come up for that too.
So it's not very often that I get a phone call from a student who wants to contribute to the local community paper. And Sabrina not only called, but she followed up on that phone call. And she's written about 20 articles over the past several months without getting paid a penny, just turning in the stories, asking what she can do next, getting photographs from the different athletic department, her peers and her friends, and she's just amazing. So I am so grateful, Lance and Kelly and the board, that you are honoring such a wonderful, wonderful woman here. Congratulations.
I'm putting you on the spot, but do you want to say anything? All right.
I'm super grateful, especially working with Rachel. She's made it so much more welcoming, especially being in a position that used to be inactive, and being able to start it and talk about some wonderful students, especially athletes and people who make a difference at Yucaipa High School, and being able to recognize them. So thank you so much.
Okay, so this was all a surprise to her. She didn't know. I don't know how you lured her into a board meeting. I don't know how you did that, but I know Kim knew and she was gonna keep it secret, so.
And for our final recognition of the evening, item 4.06, we have the California Council for Adult Education, the 2025 Dr. Robert Rupert Award. Superintendent Sophia.
A night of recognitions. It's always great to celebrate. I'd like to ask Dr. Emma Diaz if she would come join me. We belong to an adult education consortium, and Dr. Diaz is our director. And we're here to talk a little bit and talk about Dana Carter, our principal of Yucaipa Adult School. So there's many awards that people receive. What is so rewarding about this work that Mr. Carter gets to do is, we have adults that come back 76 years old, graduate from adult school, get their diploma, get their GED. There's so many wonderful things that happen at that adult school, and those graduations are incredibly moving, and it can't happen without having great leadership in those positions. And so Mr. Carter's our principal. We're gonna make you stand up so everybody can see you. Just a little bit about this award. This is given by the California Council for Adult Educators, so this is a state award. It's in the memory of Dr. Robert Rupert, who was a 23-year career in adult education, cumulative in his services as Assistant Superintendent of Adult and Occupational Education in LA Unified. He began his career teaching in junior high school in science and then quickly moved into adult education. Similar to Mr. Carter, who started teaching here in Yucaipa at Cala Mesa Elementary, where he served as principal as well. And he also was an assistant principal at Mesa View Middle School. So he did a lot of the same things that Mr. Rupert does. But I would say that the award in his name is great, but Mr. Carter's better. So as an administrator, Mr. Rupert was well known for his belief that adult administrators hold positions that demand a 24-hour day commitment. The list of services that he had is too long to mention, and in words too brief to put in place, he made many changes, and he led with wisdom and a passion for adult education. That sounds just like Dana Carter, our principal as well. We are so excited to have Emma Diaz here because as our director for our consortium, she works with all of our districts and all of our adult education personnel, and she's going to say a few words about Dana.
Yes, good evening, everybody. I wanted to read the little bit of the description of the award itself, and it says this is the award was created to recognize an exceptional individual whose impact on adult education has been widely acknowledged by the adult education community as a whole. So it says, thanks for being the rock star you are. And that's to Dana because he is a rock star in the sense of, I've seen Dana over the last 9 years that I've worked with him. He not only has uplifted the community here in Yucaipa, he's uplifted the entire region. He works with the high desert, helping each one of those principals uplift themselves, and that brings their community up. And on the state level, he sits on many committees, and this award was given to him by his peers. His peers recognize the amount of work that he does, but that he's never been selfish with it. He's always been very generous and willing to uplift every association that he works with, and that uplifts each one of our communities. So it's been a pleasure working with Dana over the last 9 years, and this district as well, who has embraced adult education. So a big thank you to the board, who's been very supportive of our returning adults. And thank you to all who are here tonight to honor the awardees.
So Mr. Carter, for 2025, there's a little guitar that has wings. Yes. That's the rock star. The Dr. Robert W. Rupert Award presented to Dana Graham Carter.
Well, thank you so much, board members, superintendent Dings, cabinet members. One of the things I just am appreciative of, I know that this award is something that I get to receive, but really it's a reflection, not just of myself, but of our team. It is something that, I do get to be the point person and be the person who gets to accept it, but the success that I have is from the teachers that I have, from the staff that we have, and the support that I've also received from the board, from the cabinet. It wouldn't have had the freedom and the ability to serve the students the way we have without your support, and knowing that you've trusted that, you know, the things that we've implemented are good for students. I know the district motto is to make a difference in the life of every child. It is true, but at our school, it's to make the difference in the life of every student, and we do that every day at UCI Middle School. Thank you so much.
I have to invite the board to kind of take a picture.
Yeah.
Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Very good.
Okay, moving on to our highlight section, item 5.01, Anne Frank Traveling Museum. Sense of recognition. Superintendent Wells.
Thank you so much. You've probably seen in the news mirror and you've heard in the reports about the Traveling Anne Frank exhibit, first time ever in San Bernardino County, with our Oakview team and our Green Valley team here. Would like to invite up Principal Tucci, Principal Jackson, and everyone who is going to speak about the tour. This has been an amazing thing, and I probably, this is probably a spoiler alert, but you know, what an honor to have our students from Oakview have the opportunity to go by invitation to speak at the LA City Council meeting. That was pretty amazing. So this is a great opportunity for you to hear a little bit about what happened and what they did.
Good evening. Thank you for this opportunity to highlight our most extraordinary young adults here, because that's exactly what they are. They're extraordinary. And they've taught me so much more than I could ever teach them. They show resiliency each and every day, confidence, love for one another, loyalty, determination, and they've done it all by just having a connection, somebody believing in them and having high expectations. And they reminded me that all students come with different gifts. We know that, but as educators, we get set in a particular set of skills we start to zone in on, but these students have corrected me. We come with all different colors, all different sizes, all different gifts, all different abilities. And that's what's beautiful about what they've taught me is in sharing all that with me and the team with each other. When you connect and have those high expectations, they meet it and beyond, right? We gave them a little bit of an opportunity and they soared. And that's what happened. I mean, we had Cameron be asked to go talk to the LA City Council, as Ms. Binks said. So without further ado, I'll let everybody else chime in and talk about these wonderful students.
Good evening, hi board. We wanted to make sure that we had time to recognize the work that these students put in. When Ms. Bailey and I started teaching, we started the Freedom Writers class this year at Green Valley, and we just kind of jumped in. We were like, hey, sure, we'll do this. We didn't really know what we were getting into, and we just
ran with it. And as we started learning more and more about the Freedom Riders and they came in and they talked to us, the kids were like, we want to read Anne Frank and we want to learn about the Holocaust. And these were things kids were asking us, and it just snowballed. And we ended up going to the Museum of Tolerance and we were reading Anne Frank, and we were now we're studying about other genocides that have happened. And this has all been part of what the students want to do, the student led. And so our docents, and I want to give a huge shout out to the docents, because before spring break, they had their training and they had these packets that are not little. And they took copious notes and they studied them and they had them everywhere. They were highlighted and just very loved. But they did that, and they did that on their own time. And they were in my room at lunch or in Bailey's room at lunch or whenever they were, and they were studying in their own time so that they could give brilliant presentations. And I know many of you came to our presentations, and I think that we couldn't be more proud of the students and what they've done. So we thank you for letting us recognize them. So we're gonna call them up so that we can. Sorry. Yes.
Supporting each other.
Could you say that?
One time I get. Okay, here we go. Okay, they really took on a life of their own.
Yes.
I got a text from Mrs. Lingenfelter. So much for letting us borrow this student. I went, what? Huh? So when I saw that student at school, I said, hey, you're even helping the other school. So they wanted to cheer on each other, even a late day, late night. They asked, one of them didn't have a ride to the other school, but they wanted to go and support the other students. There was no competition. It was just, it was beautiful. And I'm so proud of the students from Oakview and Green Valley. Very proud. I like that idea. We should have just let them take over. Yeah. You guys okay with introducing yourself? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Come on, Cameron, you can start. Come on up, just say your name, and if you want to.
It's not as scary as.
I'm Cameron. I'm from Oakview, and I also had the opportunity to speak at LA City Hall, which was amazing. So this is not nearly as scary as that last one. But I'm just glad that I got to be chosen as a docent and share my experience with everyone. And I see a few familiar faces here that I met over at Green Valley. But I just want to thank you all for recognizing us, and especially the people that got here later. So just thank you all. It's actually more time.
Junior Cameron, or just see what
my name is Emily Drake. I'm a senior at Oakview, and this was honestly an amazing, last huge experience for high school to get to educate my peers. And honestly, the docent team that I got to work with was great. It was great to have students who are just as passionate about a subject and just as passionate to teach others and teach others tolerance and respect and love. So thank you.
Hi, I'm Genesis. I'm from Oakview, and I'm glad that I was given the opportunity to educate other people other than myself on this topic.
My name is Isaac Sanchez. I just want to say how much of a pleasure it has been doing all this. I'm also from Oakview High. I got to learn so much and just got to appreciate the whole journey, and thanks everyone for coming also.
My name is Jezebel Rodriguez, and I'm from Oakview. And I want to say I'm grateful for this opportunity, and I'm thankful for all of you who joined with us.
My name down in the walls. Not a lot to say, but just the chance to grow with these other students from Green Valley and whatnot. Like just both say, good opportunity and
Hi, my name is Blessy and I'm from Green Valley and I'm really happy to learn more about Anne Frank and everybody else's personal emotions towards her story.
Sydney Dye, I'm from Green Valley High School, and I want to give a special thanks to Miss G and Tony, because they have genuinely helped me a lot with all of this, and if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be right here, right now.
I'm Kayla from Green Valley High School, and I also want to give a special thanks to all of the Freedom Riders that we have met. They have made my senior year really special, and I think it's definitely a school year I'm going to remember forever.
Hi, I'm Mark Martin. I'm a senior at Green Valley, and when I joined the Freedom Riders class, I was like, this is probably just another easy class to get more credits, but it really turned into something more than that. Like with the museum trip and actually doing the whole Anne Frank Museum tours. It taught me a lot, and I just want to thank everybody, including my teachers, and I don't know why they chose me. I also had the pleasure of forming San Bernardino County Superintendent to Alejandro and all them, so I was a little pressuring.
Shortware, and I took the Freedom Riders class, just centering for more for credits, and it was just a fun experience to do that, go out to the museum and do everything like this.
Isaiah, I'm a junior in Green Valley High School. Not gonna brag, but I did the most tours. I've grown a lot during the time. I shaved my head to focus on my goals. Not a good choice going to school next day. Yeah.
I'm Sasha Moya, and they pretty much said everything, and thank you everyone.
Just wanted to say thank you for the targeted use of funds, and thank you to services for approving that in our school plan, our Board of Education, for approving this in our school plan. Really made a difference in the lives of our kids. We're very thankful for it. And again, Todd Whitaker says the people, not the programs. So thank you to our teachers, Mrs. Lingenfelter and Mrs. Bailey, and I know Ms. Jackson kind of spearheaded it at OU. So these are amazing educators, and I'm very thankful for that as well.
We also just want to give a huge shout out because OG Freedom Rider Tony came. He came to support our kids.
I was trying to hide because, you know, it's all about them today. But you guys, I know it's only been like a couple of months, but if you would see the change of these young people from the beginning until now, it's like light and day. Like they just are better versions of themselves. They're improved. Like they said, these kids were studying like crazy. They had all these panels they had to learn, all these historical facts and like figures and things that they had to do and accomplish. And I'm just so inspired and in awe of them. Like I drove all the way from Hesperia just to be here, just to watch them like get their reward and just be here. And like, I'm just so proud of you guys, like so much. Like I don't have any kids, but I feel like you guys are like my kids, like my younger brothers and sisters. Like I just love you guys so much, and I'm so proud of you guys today. So thank you.
Tony. I also want to reference one of the students shouted out to Mrs. G. Mrs. G is, I don't know, did you guys see the movie with Hilary Swank, Freedom Riders? Yeah. It's not a true story. That's Erin Gruel was actually here all the time working with our students, and Tony.
She says hi, by the way. I was talking to her in the drive over.
Yeah.
She's on the other side of the country. That's the only reason why she's not here.
She's poured into our students by even, giving her personal cell phone number to them. It's really, it's gonna sound cheesy, but it's really magical when people make connections and believe in each other. A lot of beautiful things can happen. So we're very grateful for you and our board for supporting these things, these wild, crazy ideas that we want to try, but the kids take it and run with it. And I'd love to share some more stories with you or have them share, because but that's their story to tell. So a lot of them have persevered from things that my whole life, I've never experienced, and they've done it in their young years already. So very beautiful students that are strong. Also, I'd like to shout out to my team back there. Where's Trevor? Trevor back there. Becky. An original Freedom Rider. It made a difference in your life, and now you're making, just in our purpose statement, you're making a difference in the life of our children. So thank you so much. I'd like to invite the board to take a picture with our students, and Tony, please get in there, and our team here. And it was the most amazing time.
All right, guys, we ready?
No.
Don't go after I'm done, so your parents can take pictures, okay? Hold on a second. Really sorry, everybody. All right, 1, 2, 3. Don't move, don't move.
While you're taking pictures, we want to thank all the paparazzi, our parents. This has been great. Thank you so much. Thank you to our teachers, Colleen and Jessica, excellent job. Good. Yeah, very good. Congratulations to the futures. Great job.
It's a great guy.
Okay, moving on, the next item on the agenda is item number 5.02. Student board member installation.
Right, would you join? I would like to just say a few words before we swear in our new board member for the 25-26 school year. Joshua Breyer. Joshua Breyer pulled a fast one tonight, right? So we have swag for Josh, but we were going to give it to him in his June board meeting, and he decided this is going to be his last board meeting. So I've invited myself to his graduation party. That's what you get, right? To make sure he gets his things, and his parents are here tonight. Thank you so much for being here. We so appreciate it. I know each board member is gonna make a comment, so I'll keep mine short. But Joshua, you have, You've done such an amazing job. And I told you I loved your brother, who was also a student board member, but he blew it out of the water. He just blew it out of the water. He did such an amazing job, and he is an incredible leader and will make change like no other student. He is a fabulous human being. He's organized, he's dedicated, he is insightful, he studies, he connects with people, and he definitely leads. And before you sit down, I'll give the board a chance just to say their comments about you too, so.
I'll start. I have been doing this now, this is my 5th year, and I was blown away by your first meeting. I did not understand that there was so much more for us to learn, and I was so proud of you and of how you presented all of the schools, not just the high school, the one high school. So that was fantastic. And not only that, you attended the CSBA, and from there, you just took off. And you decided that, well, this needs to change, and this needs to change, and this needs to change. And it's not just change for change, it was change for good. So thank you for everything that you did this year. I wish you nothing but the best in your next, 4 years, hopefully, maybe 3. It's probably 3. Well done. Thank you very much.
First of all, the first meeting, I think it was the first meeting. We were voting and all of a sudden he just votes with us. Wasn't even afraid, just voted. I just love it. I love your kindness. You're so smart, very friendly, always caring. You always ask, how are you doing? It's you just have just so many good qualities, and I know you're going to do amazing things. Thank you for the idea of a second board member. I think that's a great idea, a student board member. There's just so many great things about you, and I was so impressed with your slides. Loved it. Like you said, it was about all the schools, not just the high school, all the schools, and I just appreciate that so much. And thank you, and it's been a pleasure having you on board.
All the things that they've already said. You definitely have skills. You have gifts. And I'm looking forward to hearing Mom and Dad. I'm looking forward to hearing how he uses them. You've done an awesome job and really set a precedent. So thank you for that. And thanks for your suggestions. Yeah.
I've only been here for my first year, and the first time I met you was at the conference. And your excitement to be at a conference as a student, I've been to conferences. It's a good conference, I'm not gonna lie, but your excitement of wanting to learn and meet and grow was infectious to me as a board member, and you made me excited to be there. And I met your mom, so I'm gonna say, parents, great job. Great job. You did good. And it's gonna be a new experience with somebody else, but like everybody said, you set a gold standard. And I'm sure that everybody that comes before you has the ability to do the same. And I can't wait till you come back and say, I am a leader of so-and-so, I am an owner of whatever, I'm an entrepreneur of something. So I wish you all the best in your next journey.
You did okay. No. Thank you for your kindness and friendships. Good board buddy, because he taught me how to use this chair. But I do appreciate your thoughtfulness and your dedication to this, to what you did. You did an outstanding job. Everyone said everything that I would like to say without the flowery, but good job. Thank you. I know you're going to do well in life. Speaking as an old man with a lot of experience, I know somebody who's going to shine. Thank you again for your service.
position. I guess I'm going to Cal Baptist University to study engineering. That's I want to say thank you so much for working with me and being so welcoming as a board. I'm very excited to introduce our new student board member and implement the secondary position of the student board member. And I think Kim is more qualified than I am, so that's a good thing. And hopefully she will do even better than I did, which is always.
So this is Kim. Pam, you want to say who's with you this evening?
I'm here with my mom and my
So we're going to do the swearing in, and this, I was going to say it's effective July 1, but I think that I already gave her the summer off for the vote. So if she wants to be able to attend the meeting, she can, but she can start in the start of the school year if she would like also. Are you ready? Okay, for the microphone. Ready? Okay. Ask you to say your name. I pledge to fulfill my duties as the student representative to the Yucaipa Calamasa Unified School District Board of Education, serving as a liaison between the governing body of the school district and all Yucaipa Calamasa students. For the 25-26 school year. To provide insight and support. To the board's understanding. Of student issues and perspectives. Congratulations.
First of all, I would like to thank the Board of Education for allowing me to have such an incredible opportunity. My mom for always supporting me and my friend for believing in me. I understand I have pretty big shoes to fill. Mr. Rare has transformed the student board of education position into such a thriving and active role in the community that truly serves its students. Let's give Mr. Rare another round of applause. Hope to build off of the progress that Mr. Grayer has made to continue to reach out to as many student voices as I can to ensure that any policy made here is made with the students' interests and desires in mind. Thank you.
I think these both think you're just gonna do my job. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, moving on to item number 6.01, we have the opportunity for public comment. Like these are all non-agenda items. I'd like to remind you, you have 3 minutes to present your issue, and I'd like to call Don Madrid up first. He's first. He's first.
Bo, Superintendent Binks, and members of the board and cabinet. As we approach the end of another school year, I want to take a moment to reflect on what we've accomplished together and to express gratitude for the incredible people who have made it all possible. This year, like every year, was filled with its share of challenges and triumphs, from hazardous fires and power internet outages to new solar projects and exciting celebrations across the district. We've navigated unexpected hurdles and celebrated significant growth. Through it all, one constant remained: the unwavering dedication of our teachers, staff, students, and families. Our educators have been the heartbeat of our schools. Their creativity, compassion, and tireless efforts have shaped not just minds, but lives. They have adapted, innovated, and inspired.
YCA would like to take this opportunity to thank them for creating classrooms where students feel safe, seen, and supported. Without the hard work and dedication of our members, we would not be able to offer the outstanding programs we cherish. From award-winning musical programs and concerts to amazing theatrical performances and Best Buddies activities, just to name a few. The staff who go above and beyond their essential roles create remarkable opportunities that make a difference. We have seen major accomplishments occurring across the district. Chapman Heights proudly celebrated the following milestones: a decade of Robotics Club, their 16th annual talent show, an inspiring author visit, and their inaugural art show. Dunlap deserves recognition for its remarkable accomplishments, particularly a significant improvement in their ELL performance indicator, which increased by 11.6% from red to blue. This change showcases the tremendous impact those educators are having on their students. While the community will greatly miss Principal Schreiber, there is confidence that the district will find a capable and dedicated leader to continue the essential work that has begun there. CECA is excited to highlight the remarkable contributions of their new team members. Their seamless integration into the existing team has made transitions feel effortless. Despite significant changes, the collaborative spirit among the educators has shown through, showcasing their incredible work they do every day to make a difference. CECA is also excited to celebrate their first ever Pause to Pavement run against cancer. CECA embodies inquiry as a stance that underlies our approach to living. The world is their classroom, truly, and they utilize all of their spaces, indoor and outdoor, as resources to support their vision. We often measure success with test scores and data, but the true measure of our success walks out of our classrooms each day with a stronger sense of who they are and what they will become. That is the impact of an amazing educator. So tonight, I simply just want to say thank you. Thank you to every teacher and educator who goes that extra mile, who sees the potential in every child, who shows up again and again, because they believe in the power of education and the promise of every student. Let us continue to support, invest, and celebrate these educators, not just with words, but with our actions. To the board and administrators, thank you for your leadership and commitment to keeping our schools strong, forward-thinking, and focused on student success. We look forward to our continued partnership where we work together on our common vision to make a difference in the lives of every child. As we look ahead to summer, I hope we all find time to rest, reflect, and recharge. When we return in the fall, I am confident we will do so with renewed energy, fresh ideas, and a shared goal to make our schools an even better place for every learner. Let's end this year with just the pride of accomplishments, but with the excitement of what's to come. Thank you and have a wonderful summer.
Thank you.
We all got dumpster fires. We're fine, everything is fine.
And she's standing at our dumpster fire, so I'd like to invite Christine Doherty up for a little song.
How cute is this? No, I did not make this. I need to learn how to crochet. Oh, that's my last gift to you.
Oh my gosh. Oh, no, you'll be back next year, I guarantee it. Well, I have no gifts for you, I'm sorry. But I did send Dawn first so that she can get you in a good mood, so I will continue to have Dawn speak. Good job. I am Christine Doherty and I am your YCEA Union President, but I come to you tonight on behalf of a member who could not make it. She had a letter that she would like the board to hear regarding safety, so I told her I would read it to you. It says, "To whom it may concern. I'm a teacher for YCJUSD. I teach in a moderate severe life skills class. I am honored and love to work with the students I work with. I love to see their smiles daily and their hearts are always big and kind. I know this is where I belong. I have loved working for this district for the majority of the years I have worked for. My concern is that the last couple of years, the teaching and learning environments have not been as safe as they should be for the students and the staff. Our moderate severe classes are not what they used to be. The program is not getting the support it needs to make sure all staff is safe and students are learning in a safe environment daily. Some of the students we are getting are not getting the support they need, which causes other situations to arise. Staff and students are getting hurt due to aggressive student behaviors. Students are missing out on education time because they had to leave their classroom environment because another student was hitting and throwing items in the class and the environment was unsafe for students to stay. This year, on multiple occasions, students had to wait outside of the classroom for more than 2 hours until the aggressive student calmed down. Staff members and I have been kicked, punched, hit, and had items thrown at us. I've had a student run away on the road cars use and try to head out of the exit doors.
During these times, we've also had to deal with a shortage of staff, changes of staffing continuously, which makes it difficult for the students to have consistency and feel comfortable in their learning environment. Staff is not properly trained, therefore they are unable to help with students they are working with. At one point, we only had one aide trained in PCM and who was able to work with students. Therefore, this instructional assistant was being sent to 2 different classes to deal with 2 different aggressive students at the same time. This particular aide was supposed to be a base aide and was not a one-on-one, one-on-one. Yet she was put with the student as a one-on-one aide for the entire day and was away from her base class for weeks. On one day, she had to deal with both students and their behaviors. Dealing with aggressive behaviors of 2 different students in 2 different classes on the same day is mentally and physically overwhelming and draining. The students in my class with the aggressive and dangerous behaviors has a one-on-one who was not PCM trained, and as soon as the student became aggressive, she's unable to help due to the liability of getting hurt. To help our program be a safe learning environment, we need consistent base aides who are not moved around to different classes. Stipend or incentive for all instructional aides to be PCM trained to have multiple supports when needed. Multiple behavior specialists to work with students at different schools locations, help with behaviors on one or more occasions until students' aggressive behaviors are under control. Floating instructional assistants who is familiar with the students and the staff to help where is needed and to help maintain a safe learning environment for students and staff. None of this is new to the board, and we know that you are working on it, but our mod severe teachers need help. It is detrimental to the students that are in there. Thank you for your time.
Invite Amanda Whitaker up to the podium. On deck is it Deborah? Oh, Deborah, bring right to your next.
Hi, I'm Amanda Whitaker, and I'm a speech language pathologist with the YCJUSD district. And I'm here to address you guys today. I want to start with I feel really short, sorry. I'll this down a little bit. This is a quote from the California Department of Education Inclusion Works 2nd edition. A well-planned infrastructure of systems level supports must be in place to undergird the efforts of the individuals and organizations providing inclusive services to children and families. Additionally, specialized services and therapies must be implemented in a coordinated fashion and integrated with the general early care and education services. Throughout the service and support system, the goal should be to ensure access, participation, and the infrastructure of supports need to be achieved to the desired results to relate to inclusion, end quote. We appreciate the changes that have happened over this year in student services. We have felt supported with new implementation of admin. We love our new director. To fully implement the California Department of Education inclusion practices, we need to have enough support staff working with our students. When you look at the budget and you're making decisions, please consider the needs of our most vulnerable students. As an SLP group, we are asking our district for 1 speech language pathologist assistant position, which HR has not flown for us on multiple requests. We, as special education service providers, are deeply committed to the success of our students. When we advocate for specific resources or supports, it is based on our professional expertise, our extensive experience, and the daily observations of our students' needs. We request your trust in our recommendations, knowing that our decisions are guided by a deep understanding of the individual education programs and the best practices for supporting our students with disabilities. Thank you.
On deck is Sarah Bloom.
Everybody, I don't have all the bells and whistles and AAC devices tonight, nor do I have a prepared speech. I'm just gonna wing it. I'm here to support what we have shared in the past and what we are sharing tonight with the needs in our mod severe programs, specifically for the safety of our students. We've shared very specific data. I also want to echo what Amanda said. We are so supported. We are on a good path towards better leadership. We love Kathy. We have appreciated Jamie assisting in the interim, having, you know, our principal in place, and now as of tonight, our new assistant principal in place, like that's gonna be really good for Mesa View specifically, but in Montsevier classes, we're just seeing a whole lot of needs with our students, and we know that a lot of your decisions are on the business side of education. And Mr. Stoles can probably attest to this, that from our very first staff meeting for Mesa View, I raised my hand and I was like, is education a business or a service though? Because we're talking pretty businessy, and I do understand it's both, but the business exists because of the service. And if we don't have what these kids need to even meet their basic needs, we can't even meet their educational needs. And the safety is a huge concern. When you're losing students at lunch, when you're losing students in the restroom, when students are physically aggressive with each other, with us. We have lost multiple staff at Mesa View this year because of how impacted and stressful everything is on the adult side. And I can only imagine what that looks like from a child perspective. So I'm just asking the board to, as you move forward in making decisions for next year, especially for special education, especially in the Montsevier setting, that you also think of our service side and what we're trying to provide for our kids so that we can make a difference in the life of the child.
You, Sarah. And then on deck is Tina Carter.
Good evening, Superintendent Binks, Cabinet, and the Board. I'm Sarah Bloom. I'm a Montsevier teacher with the district. Today, I would like to talk to you about the safety concerns I, like many of my colleagues, are having in our Montsevier education classrooms. Over the past year, I can think of many different examples and times where I have been alone with my students due to inappropriate aid coverage or lack of subs. In one specific example, I had a student who got physically aggressive towards students and staff. It took myself and 2 of my aides to safely transport the student out of the classroom and away from possibly injuring other students in my class. The student does not have a one-on-one, which means it took both my classroom aides and another student's one-on-one to help the situation and leaving a one-on-one with 10 students. This also means that students who have one-on-ones no longer have the support during these crisis situations to address their needs as outlined in their IEPs, which we are legally obligated to follow. How is this safe? We understand that times and budgets are tight, and in a perfect world, we would have more base staffing. But we at least need a resident aide at each site to go between the 2 Montsevier classrooms. Even given this understanding, however, the safety of our students and staff, especially our most marginalized among us, needs to be a priority in this district. We are desperate for the board to do the right thing and keep everyone safe next year and the safety of everyone involved.
Tina Carter. Hello, I'm Tina Carter. Cute little picture is gonna come around so you can put your eyes on one of the students that we are talking about. This is my 2nd year coming before you to talk about safety. My child is one that needs a one-on-one. And as for example of a one-on-one needing to be pulled away because of behaviors, that's my one-on-one that gets pulled away for my child, then leaves that cute little face without anyone to protect her and keep her safe in these types of situations that happen. Her aide got accosted, got hurt, not by my student, not by my daughter, but someone she was helping. But it takes away from my student that by law is required to have it because it's in her IEP that she has a one-on-one. Safety's not in the classrooms. I want you to realize the kids are not safe. This little one in a wheelchair that's coming around is the perfect target. They have to work so hard to keep her safe and also try and keep all the other kids under control. which if you've been in a mod severe case class, is very hard when disruption starts, because they all start getting agitated. And if they're down an 8 because someone calls them sick, which all of us know happens, what's to happen? This is not okay. This is not meeting the motto of every student is important of what YCJUSD is. The mod severe students deserve as much as the other children. And we're not keeping them safe. And that scares me to send my child. But she deserves also her education. Thank you.
Sarah Gonzalez.
Hi, Sarah.
It's better. Hi, everyone. Thank you for giving me the time to speak today. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Sarah Gonzalez, and I'm a senior at YCJUSD High School. I have attended the school for the past 4 years, and I've never had any issues until recently. On April 11th, my car was vandalized by several other students, where they repositioned my windshield wipers to face up, pushed my mirrors into my car, and drew inappropriate images and body parts on my vehicle. The students who participated in vandalizing my vehicle were all fellow students of mine and friends of my ex-boyfriend. On top of the vandalism that occurred, this same friend group had verbally harassed me, flipped me off, laughed at me, and done many more things of this nature. I expected that by going to the school administration and talking to the vice principal, Mr. Lewis, we would be able to handle the situation properly, bring a stop to the essentially bullying that I was facing, and move my parking spot as I was parked next to them, which was far from what ended up happening. It took a couple of days, and the next time I was called into the office, Mr. Lewis updated me on the situation and informed me there wasn't much that could be done since there wasn't any damage done to my vehicle. He mentioned that he had a stern talk with the boys and told them to leave me alone and to stop bothering me. Regarding the parking situation, he said nothing could be done to move me unless I wanted to park in C lot, the lot that is free for all students, when I had already paid $45 for my spot and had first picked for what parking spot I wanted, as I'm a member of my school's student council, or ASB. This is extremely unfair, and I was hoping to find someone to switch spots within A lot, the lot that I paid for, but nobody was willing to switch. During this time, I continued to be stared at and laughed at because I continued to see this group of boys as their assigned spot was next to mine. My dad had to contact Mr. Bradley in order to have my parking situation adjusted, since Mr. Lewis was unable to do so. It took 2 entire weeks to get me moved out of that parking spot. For 2 entire weeks, I had to continue to endure being bullied, laughed at, stared at, and more. Even after switching parking spot, I continued to face slight harassment, but it was more tolerable as I didn't have to see the group of boys nearly as much. Yesterday, on May 12th, I was called down to Mr. Lewis's office and told that my ex's mom had requested a no contact contract. Mr. Lewis had told us he was going to have one of these contracts put into place at the beginning, when everything was still in the air. But it was never actually done until one of the boys' moms called. My dad was extremely upset by this and scheduled a meeting for today with Mr. Lewis and another school board member, Mr. Bradley, again. In this meeting, Mr. Lewis mentioned that he had never even reached out to the other people involved in the incident, which he told both me and my dad that he had. The only person he reached out to was my ex, the person who I explicitly told him was not directly involved in the vandalizing of my car. The only reason he ever talked to the other boys involved was because I requested a no contact contract against them as well. I feel as though the situation was never fully addressed, and I am beyond disappointed with how everything was handled. I never thought I would be a victim to this type of harassment, and I assumed that if anything like this were to ever happen, the school would be able to address the situation and bring it to an end, which was not the case. I have been tremendously affected by this situation. Can I continue? I have been tremendously affected by the situation mentally and physically, and to find out nothing was ever really done is beyond frustrating. I understand that expulsion or suspension is not possible due to the extent of the situation, but I never asked for this. I never asked for them to face serious consequences. All I wanted was for the bullying to be brought to an end and for me to finally have peace and feel comfortable at school, a place where I deserve to feel safe. The fact that Mr. Lewis never contacted the people in the pictures who were very clearly tampering with my vehicle or even called their parents and made them aware that inappropriate behavior in which they are participating in is extremely disappointing. It took over a month for Mr. Lewis to get the boys responsible for this harassment in his office, and to this day, they have not faced the repercussions of their actions. Meanwhile, I was affected by them every single day. To Mr. Lewis, it was a matter of work and calls that he didn't want to get around to. But to me, it was my life, my comfortability, and my mental health. I had no intention of bringing this to the school board, but I am so upset with the way that the situation was handled. I believe something needs to be done. The manner in which Mr. Lewis handled the situation was poor, to say the least. I feel as though Mr. Lewis treated my case with little to no importance and did not take it seriously. I wish I could say I'm the only student who has faced issues of bullying similar to this, but as a student at the high school, I know multiple other people have faced similar circumstances as mine, and nothing was done for them either. I don't want anyone to ever go through what I have gone through, and I hope that by bringing this here to the school board, we can address this properly and correct the way in which Mr. Lewis responds to situations like mine. Thank you.
Mr. Arnolfo, you're next on board if you'd like to go. Good evening, Superintendent Bings and President Bo. My name is Arnolfo Gonzalez, and I am the Sarah Gonzalez's father. My daughter returned from Yucaipa High School on April 11, 2025 in tears. Someone had tampered with her vehicle while parked on school grounds. Her mirrors had been pushed inward, the windshield wipers lifted up, and someone had drawn pox on her windows. I was told this was the third time this had occurred, and she had finally decided to report it to the office. Her ex-boyfriend had the assigned parking space next to hers, hung out there with his friends. My daughter had pictures of his friends tampering with her car. They posted a video and pictures in a group chat. Sarah asked to be assigned to a different parking space and was told she would have to trade with someone. This is harassment and nothing was done about it. My daughter was not able to find someone to trade parking spots with and was told the only option she had was to park in C lot. I found this unacceptable as I had paid for the privilege to park in A lot. I wanted to talk to Mr. Lewis about the incident and have my daughter's parking space moved. I called Mr. Lewis 4 times on April 14, 2025. I was told Mr. Lewis would return my phone call after school, which he never did. I proceeded to call him on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. He never returned any of my phone calls. I called Mr. Gervais to talk to him, I talked to his secretary. I told him I've been trying to get a hold of Mr. Lewis for the last 4 days and he won't return any of my phone calls. She goes, I will reach out to Mr. Lewis. And Mr. Lewis called me that day. So after 4 days of calling and not hearing back, Mr. Lewis finally called. Mr. Lewis called me on Thursday, April 17th. We spoke on the phone. He told me there was nothing he could do. He said it didn't amount to vandalism. It's not vandalism, but it's vehicle tampering, which is covered with vehicle code 10852. I did not want a criminal report, and I simply wanted my daughter's parking space moved. That was a simple solution for all parties involved. Mr. Lewis said he would try and get the parking space moved and that he had talked to the boys and told them to have no contact with my daughter. That's what he told me, and I found out today that this was not true. He has never spoken to the boys. He said, today I will talk to them. I asked Mr. Lewis why he never returned my phone calls, and he said he didn't have any updates. Common courtesy would have him reach out, I will get back to you. He didn't do that. He failed to reach out to me as a parent with a security and safety concern for my child regarding my daughter. This is completely unacceptable. On April 23rd, 2025, I came to the district offices and spoke to Lance Bradley about the situation. I shared the pictures, my daughter's car, with a boy clearly lifting up the car's windshield wipers with a smile on his face. I know Mr. Bradley reached out to Mr. Lewis and my daughter was finally reassigned a new parking spot. I thought this would remedy the situation. On May 12th, 2025, my daughter came home and told me she had been given a no contact order from Mr. Lewis. She would have no contact with her ex-boyfriend. My daughter is a victim here. And she is being given a no contact order. Sarah asked if the other boys had been given no contact orders, and to our surprise, Mr. Lewis said they had not, when he told me they had been, and he had talked to them. Sarah requested a no contact orders for the rest of the boys and was told to come back to the office today at 2:30 to sign contracts. My daughter has not had any contact with these boys since the incident, and I was shocked that she had been given a no contact order to stay away. As a parent, I believe Mr. Lewis should have told me my daughter was being given a no contact order. This, in my opinion, is a disciplinary action issue, and as a parent, I need to be notified. Not optional. I need to be notified, but I wasn't. I asked Mr. Bradley to be present at the meeting with Mr. Lewis today. I wanted and needed a neutral party present. In the meeting, I expressed my frustrations about how Mr. Lewis handled the situation. He did not assign my daughter a new parking spot when she requested it. He didn't do it when I requested it. My daughter was being bullied and harassed. Her vehicle was being tampered with, and Mr. Lewis did nothing until Mr. Bradley reached out to him.
Respectfully, sir, you gotta have one more minute.
Okay. Mr. Lewis has the picture of the boys tampering with the vehicle, and he has never spoken to them. Why hasn't he spoken to the boys in the picture? He needed to speak to them. He needed to talk to the parents. He should have talked to them a month ago, not today, not tomorrow. My daughter has been flipped off, subjected to glaring eyes and whispers for the past month because Mr. Lewis failed to talk to the boys involved. Mr. Lewis said he would talk to the boys and their parents today after our meeting. This is unacceptable from an administrator who is supposed to protect our kids. Mr. Lewis should have moved my daughter in a timely manner and failed to do so. Mr. Lewis should be reprimanded for his inaction that caused my daughter continued harassment and bullying. I trusted Mr. Lewis to do what was right, and he failed me, but more importantly, he failed my daughter. And I encourage the board to investigate this matter, and I hope this never happens again. Mr. Lewis should be reprimanded and or disciplined for his inability to take action and many excuses. There simply is no excuse when it comes to child safety in our public schools. And I'm tired of hearing Mr. Lewis's excuses and his nonchalant attitude when it comes to stuff like this. Thank you.
Next up, Sarah. Sarah Valdepina and Genesis. Ramirez. Welcome.
Good evening. We will be switching your gears, but that's not to undermine the seriousness of the topics of your previous speakers. However, it is my pleasure to join you this evening, President Bogue, distinguished school board, our amazing superintendent Binks, her phenomenal cabinet, and many of the district personnel that I partner with on a regular basis. So my name is Sarah Martinez, formerly, and it is now Sarah Valdepina. So if you hear those names mixed up, you just understand I got married 2 weeks ago, but that's not why I'm here this evening. So I'm here this evening to be able to show my gratitude both personally and professionally on behalf of a city employee with our amazing partner with the school district. And we partner in a variety of ways, but I'm here this evening to highlight our Youth Advisory Committee, which 12 of our members, but the 13 members are your students. 3 of which you have highlighted this evening between Kayla Perry at Green Valley, Sabrina Knight, who was a pleasant surprise, and of course the absolutely phenomenal Kim Pham. But they're just 3 of the amazing students that we get the pleasure to work with, that you get to raise every day, and we just get to be a part of their village. So I'm really here this evening to introduce you to our current chairperson. So this is Jasenia Ramirez, and she's going to highlight the current partnership through the Youth Advisory Committee with the Yucaipa Mesa Joint Unified School District.
Thank you, Sarah. I'm here today to talk about the Green Ribbon Week / Mental Health Week that Yucaipa High is holding next week. So this has been an important project to us. We've been working on it since last September. We really hope to reach students and spread awareness not only to the severity of mental health, but also to show students that they have resources and support from Yucaipa High and that their staff and students care about them. We are doing different activities throughout the week, such as allowing the students to write kindness grams with positive messages inside them and a list of mental health resources on the back. Through the collaboration with the San Bernardino County Department of Health, we are having a guest speaker share information on how to act as a support system to their peers, which will be on Tuesday. And then that week, we are also having a motivational morning on Thursday, which we'd like to invite the board to. It'll be held from 7:45 to 8:20, and it's basically going to be to create a positive atmosphere and remind students that we're here for them. So we're going to be holding up posters that say, be kind, we are here for you, motivational and inspirational sayings. And so I want to thank the board and administration, YCJUSD counselors, and Mr. Jervis, our principal, for allowing us this opportunity to launch this project.
Thank you very much. Okay, we are on section 7, student board member report.
Hello, everyone. Actually, just to say a quick thing on the Green Ribbon Week. A couple months ago, Jasenia had invited me to a meeting to talk about that. She had everything already said. She didn't need any of our help. She was just letting us know that it was happening. It was amazing. She did very good. And before I start my little report, I also just want to reiterate congratulations to Kim, who will be replacing me as I leave the board. And I am very excited to see what she does, and I want to make sure that she is prepared as possible. So before I leave for college, I will be having meetings with her, telling her everything that I learned, making sure that she is ready to do even better than I could have thought. So I will make sure that she's doing that, and then whoever the next student board member is for the secondary position next year, I'm sure they will also be very good. Okay, now start my presentation. So today we have updates and things going on at our middle school, also our adult school, CECA, and our early childhood education center. So starting at Mesa View, so they had their CASP testing, and they were really focusing on the motivation and incentives with CASP testing. So they were handing out stuff like best effort tickets, which are tickets where students can put into a raffle and get bigger prizes. So they also had daily raffle prizes where every testing period, teachers could choose to give out prizes to some of the students that were trying really hard. And they also had large raffle prizes at the end of the week where students could put their tickets in, which this included they partnered with local businesses to get these prizes for the students. So this was a Pizza Chalet $50 gift card, Cookie Company free cookie packs, Sport Clips gift cards, Nintendo DS games, 4 Friends Pizza Party with the principal, Starbucks gift cards, Downright Brewed gift cards, Jack in the Box gift cards, and Stater Brothers extra large gift baskets. And they also had one day where they celebrated the end of testing with snow cones and cotton candy for all the students, which I can tell you they very much appreciated and was definitely good motivation. And moving on to the next slide, we have Parkview Middle School. And so they had their pre-testing growth celebrations where they held a celebration by grade level for all the students who scored better on their state tests in either ELA or math last year. And then web students hosted a staff appreciation lunch where they spent time with teachers and staff and just had lunch with them, having a good time. And students in Miss Pasley's art class, combining with the skate club, they teamed up when 10 students were chosen to receive a blank skateboard and design it. So the art classes voted on their favorite board design, and then is it Pasley or Paisley? I don't know. Miss Paisley turns that deck into a skateboard for the students in skate club. And also tomorrow on May 14th, there is the spring band and choir performance at Parkview Middle School beginning at 6, if anyone is interested in going. And Parkview is also having their spring drama production of Imagine a Dragon, which is a new musical that will show on May 21st and 22nd at 7 p.m. In the PVMS Fine Arts building. And also both the girls and boys Parkview Middle School soccer teams have made playoffs, which is amazing. And Parkview also has their first ever boys volleyball team, and they're off to a really good start, which is awesome. And then on the next slide, so we have the Chicago Adult School. So they've been really focusing on their construction and facilities maintenance class. So recently they took a class trip to the Masonry Industry Training Association training facility in Moreno Valley, which was a really great opportunity for all of the students to get hands-on experience and talk to experienced people and look at possible career paths, which is good. And on the next slide. So the Ukiah Adult School has currently 33 graduates. Oh, next slide, please. Thank you. So like I was saying, the Ukiah Adult School currently has 33 graduates and there are more on their way. And as you can see up there, they've been focusing on their fine arts projects. So they have Fine Arts Friday projects where students can show off all of their art every Friday, which is really cool. And then on the next slide. So for CECA, I think this was mentioned earlier in the meeting, but CECA is holding their first annual fun run, which is taking place at CECA in partnership with their community partner, the American Cancer Society. So the last 2 years, CECA has participated in a Relay for Life event, but this year they're trying to make their own event on campus during school, which is really great. And CECA is raising funds to support the American Cancer Society and support healthy activity on CECA's field. And then on the next slide. So CECA also had the chance to go to the California Environmental Leadership Program, or CELP for short, at Catalina Island. So at CELP, students got to learn in a real world environment and learn and gain knowledge about our changing climate and somewhere really close, which is Catalina Island, that they can personally connect with and even go back someday. And then on our next slide, we have our Early Childhood Education Center. So their students have been doing all kinds of hands-on adventures, like exploring brand new rainy day bins, which has been made possible by special grants. One student, as you can see in the middle, on the 100th day of school, dressed up as a 100-year-old. I think it's props to them for doing that. They also hosted their first Scholastic Book Fair, which I have very fond memories of my childhood, which inspired, and it was inspired by nearby schools with help from Mesa View Middle School's librarian and the Early Childhood Education Center's secretary, Desiree Acuna. And thanks to more grants, the playground now features a lot more toys that the kids cannot get enough of, and they are spending all their time on. And they also welcome families for a sweet morning at Donuts with Grown-Ups, which was a perfect chance to connect with the whole community and for both adults and students to really bond and like meet each other, which I think is amazing. I think that's all I have.
All right. Good job. Thank you. Okay. I'm glad we last one. All right, moving on to section 8, discussion action session, item number 8.01. The Colton Redlands Ukiah Regional Occupation Program Joint Powers Agreement. Can I get a motion for approval? Move approval. Can I get a second? Second. Any discussion or questions on that item? Hearing none, with a motion by Board Member Bannister and a second by Board Member Cruz, all in favor? Aye. Chair votes aye, it passes with a 5-0 vote. Item number 8.02, CRIROP 2025-26 Master Agreement for Programming Services. Can I get a motion for approval?
Second.
First by Miller and a second by Bannister. All those in favor? Aye. Chair votes aye. It was approved with a 5-0 vote, and I can talk elsewhere. 8.03, resolution number for self-certifying increased federal micro purchase thresholds, child nutrition services. Can I get a move for approval?
Move approval.
And a second?
Second.
First by Bannister, second by Miller. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Item passes with a 5-0 vote. Moving on to item number 8.04, resolution for temporary interfund borrowing. Can I get a motion for approval on this? I move. And can I get a second? Second. First from Cruz, second from Miller. Do I have any questions or discussion on this item? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes with a 5-0 vote. Item number 8.05, temporary fencing for kitchen modernization projects. Can I get a motion for approval on this?
So moved.
And can I get a backup on
I'll
this?
back.
And second,
Second.
Sally got that?
I did not.
Okay, so we have first by Mr. Breyer,
The backup.
backup by Cruz, and Bannister on the second. Any discussion or questions on this item? Hearing none, and all those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, that's passes on a 6-0 vote. Item number 8.06. The temporary fencing for Wildwood Elementary, that's different from the previous one. correct?
Move approval.
Yeah. Can I get a second? And a backup on the second?
Second.
So, no, first from Bannister, second from Breyer, backup on, I think it was Miller, correct? And all those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, the motion passes on a 6-0 vote. On 8.07, summer lunch program agreement with the city of Calamasa. And can I get a second?
Second.
First from Cruz, second from Bannister, all those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes with a 5-0 vote. 8.08, summer lunch program agreement with the city of Yucaipa.
Move approval.
And a second?
A second.
First from Bannister, second from Cruz, all those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes with a 5-0 vote. 8.09, purchase heating, ventilation, and air conditioning for early childhood education center. Can I get a motion for approval on
I
that?
move.
And back
And
up,
I'll back up now.
and a second.
A second.
So I have Breyer and then a backup with Bannister and a second from Cruz. All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes with a 6-0 vote. Item number 8.10. This is managed information technology services. This is a district-wide bid. Can I get a motion for approval on this bid?
So moved.
In a second,
A second.
any questions? Hearing none, there was a first from Miller and a second from Cruz. All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, and motion passes with the 5-0 vote. We are on item 8.11. The laboratory of record stadium lighting poles at Yucaipa High School. Can we get a motion for approval?
So moved.
And a backup, and backup from Bannister in a second. And second from Miller. Any questions or discussion on this item? Hearing none, all those in favor? Chair votes aye, motion passes with a 6-0 vote. Item 8.12. is piggyback legal bids and contracts for flooring at Calamasa Elementary School. Can I get a motion for approval on this item?
Move approval.
And a second? Second. First from Bannister, second from Miller. Are there any questions on this item? All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes with a 5-0 vote. 8.13, purchase of flooring materials for Calamasa Elementary School. Can I get a motion for approval on this?
I move.
And a second?
Second.
The first from Cruz, second from Miller. Any questions on this one? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, the motion passes by a 5-0 vote. Bid number, or bid for installation of district-owned flooring for Calamasa Elementary School. Can I get a motion for approval on this one?
I move approval.
The second,
Second.
Bannister with the first and Cruz with the second. Any questions on this item? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes with a 5-0 vote. 8.15, kitchen modernization equipment for Wildwood Elementary School and Yucaipa High School. Can I get a move approval on this?
So moved.
Second.
So I have a first from Miller, a second from Breyer, and a backup from Avila. Any discussion on this one? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes with a 6-0 supported vote. We are on 8.16, correct?
Yes.
That is an RFQ for the sewer system upgrades at Yucaipa Adult School. Can I
Move
get
approval.
and a second?
Second.
First by Bannister, second by Miller. Any questions on this item? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes with a 5-0 vote. Item number 8.17, temporary relocation of electrical power for the kitchen modernization at Ukiah High School. Can I get a motion for approval on this item?
I move.
And a second?
Second.
First by Cruz, second by Miller. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes with a 5-0 vote. 8.18, I believe, yes?
Yes.
We are on the second review for the revised board policy 3516.5 emergency schedules. Can I get a motion for approval on this item?
So moved.
And a second?
I second.
Any discussion on this item at all? Any questions? Okay, I have a first from Miller and a second from Cruz. All those in favor?
Aye.
And chair votes aye, motion passes with a 5-0 vote. The honors English language arts instructional materials on item number 8.19. Can I get a motion for approval on that item?
So moved. And I'll back him up.
Yep, and a second.
Second.
Okay, I'll take Cruz on that one. We'll go Breyer with a first, Bannister with a backup, Stella, and then Cruz on a second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor? Chair votes aye and motion passes with a 6-0 supported vote. Item 8.20, Ed Services Advanced Placement Statistics Instructional Material Adoption. Can I get a motion for approval on this item? And a second?
Second.
First by Miller, second by Bannister. All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes with a 5-0 vote. Item number 8.21, band equipment for Mesa Mesa View Middle School. I'll motion for this. I'll put a first up for this one. And we have a second.
Second.
Okay, with a first and Bannister with a second. Any questions on this item? Cool. All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes with a 5-0 vote. We are at 8.22, Ed Services new classroom furniture for Ukiah High School.
So moved. Yeah, I'll back him up.
Okay, and a second?
I second.
All right, we have, you got that, Stella?
Mhm.
All right, and yeah, all those in favor?
I did.
Chair votes aye, and motion passes with a 6-0 supported vote. 8.23, I believe, yes? All right, this is the Zen booth, quad purchase. Can I get a motion for approval on this one?
I move approval.
All right, and I get a second?
I second.
Any questions on this item? Okay, with a first from Bannister and a second from Cruz, all those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes with a 5-0 vote.
Thank you.
Yep. 8.24, educational services, Dell Technologies. Can I get a motion for approval on that?
Move approval.
And a second?
I second.
Any questions on that? Nope. All right, with a first from Bannister and a second from Cruz, I believe. All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, that is a 5-0 vote. Motion passes with a 5-0 vote. Memorandum of Understanding for the South Coast Community Services.
Oh, move approval.
And a second?
I second.
First from Bannister, second from Cruz. All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes with a 5-0 vote. We're at 8.26, MOU. Riverside County Superintendent of Schools. Anybody want a motion for approval on this one?
I move to motion.
And can I have a second?
Second.
Second, all right, first from Cruz. Of schools.
It's
RCSA.
That's okay.
So let me repeat, it's a memorandum of understanding and agreement from Riverside County Superintendent of Schools. First, you got it first?
Cruz.
Cruz, and you had your second? Any questions on that one?
Who was the second?
I don't know. I'll second it.
Bannister on the second?
Okay.
Any questions on that one? Is good? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes with a 5-0 vote. We're at 8.27. Board of Education proposed contract amendments to the California School Employees Association. And it's chapter 209 collective. Did I skip one?
Yes.
No.
No.
8.27.
Those were second.
8.27, day of the teacher.
That's our math. That's not what mine says. Nope, that's not what mine says. Here, so it says, okay, so 8.27 is the resolution for California Day of the Teacher.
Move approval.
And a second?
Second.
Okay, any questions on that one? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes with a 5-0 vote. Now we're at 8.27, 2-8. So I'm on 2-9. Alright, we're at item 8.29. It's a resolution.
It's actually 8.28. I think you're right, and it's switched.
Here, use mine. So 8.28, resolution for classified school employees. Can I get a motion for approval on that one?
Move approval.
A second? Second. Yeah, I think
That's it.
so 8.28.
So
you have it as.
8.28, I have resolution R21 Day of the Teacher.
So these are all.
I think what happened, may I?
Yeah.
I think what happened is sometimes when, because of the touch screens, they drag on their own, and so I think it got adjusted. So if we go by the paper copy, it probably is going to be more accurate.
Yeah, okay. Just want to see it.
Give me a second.
May I, President Bogo, I'll just back up. So it looks, so we have, section number 4.
After RCOE.
So going back, we have 8.25 was South Coast, 8.26 was Riverside County, 8 point.
It tripped up after.
Yeah.
8.27.
Yeah.
So where did we leave off, Stella?
8.27.
So we are voting on 8.27?
Human resources.
We already did that.
We did that
Which
one.
one's out?
So now we're at 8.28.
Did you have the vote still on 8.27?
Yeah.
Yeah, can we redo
Let's
this?
redo that one.
Thank you.
So we're moving back to 8.27. It is resolution number R21, 2024-25.
So what I have is 8.27, the contracts. The CSC.
Are you looking on the computer? We have to move the paper now.
Okay. Thank God for paper.
Section. Okay, so we're at 8.27.
Resolution.
So we're gonna start over on that one, so can I get?
I moved approval.
Okay, so Bannister moved to approve, first on that one.
Second.
The second from Avila. Any questions on that one? All in favor? Aye. The chair votes aye, motion passes with a 5-0 vote. We are at item 8.28. Classified school employee week. Okay. First from Miller. Second from Breyer. And support from Cruz. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes with a 6-0 supported vote. We are at item 8.29. Board of Education proposed contract amendments to the California School Employees Association and its chapter 209 collective bargaining agreement. Can I get a motion for approval on that?
Move approval.
And a second? First from Bannister, second from Miller. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes, can I, all those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes with a 5-0 vote. Item 8.30, proposed contract amendments for California School Employees Association and its chapter 209. Can I get an approved, motion for approval on that one?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
And first from Avila, second from Miller. Any questions on that item? All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, passes with a 5-0 vote. Item 8.31, Board of Education proposed contract amendments to the Yucatan Mesa Educator Association successor collective bargaining agreement.
Move approval.
And a second?
Second.
First by Bannister, second by Miller. Any questions on that item? All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye.
Motion passes with a 5-0 vote. We are at 8.32 from Human Resources, proposed contract amendments to Cuyahoga County Educators Association. Can I get a motion for approval on that?
No.
I got a first from Miller and a second from Bannister. Any questions? All those in favor? Chair votes aye, motion passes with a 5-0 vote. So moving on to the consent calendar, are there any items that need to be pulled for consideration from any member?
Move to approve.
And a second?
Second.
First from Avila, second from Bannister. All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes with a 5-0 votes. Moving on to informational and proposal session, item 10.01. District Williams Uniform quarterly summaries. Any questions or anything on this item? Seeing none, we'll move on to 10.02. Also human resources. First review, revised board policy 4113.4, temporary modified light duty assignment. Do you have any questions on this? Seeing none, we're moving on to 10.03. Receive revised administrative regulation 4161.1, personal illness and injury leave certificate. Any questions on this item? Moving on to 10.04. Receive revised administrative regulation 4261.1, personal and illness and injury leave for classified. Any questions on this item? Yeah, right. Seeing, all right, we are moving on to additional administrative information.
Thank you, President Bo. I want to thank the board for the stamina tonight because and the audience. And you know, it's interesting that this happens every May because we're getting close to the end of the year and there's so many things, but so many wonderful things to celebrate. We're so grateful. So thank you for that. And I know that all of our people who were honored tonight appreciate it. I also wanted to share that if there's any opportunity for sit downs with the students from Oakview or Green Valley, in more of an in-depth conversation, we'll provide that in a different way for parents and administrators and board members to come and listen to some more of their stories. It was an amazing exhibit and our students feel very honored. So thank you for doing that. We also have certificates for them as well. And then just to everyone, it's been an amazing school year. When COVID occurred, it was difficult. And I feel like, and I'm looking at our administrators and our teachers that are left here, I think we are pulling out of that. We're still working through some of the impacts of it. Our community stuck with us. Thank you for that. It's been much better this year. And I think next year is going to be even better. And we're happy to have Kim join us. And thank you, Joshua. I appreciate you so very much. Appreciate your family.
Is good down there?
Just wanted to thank the board for approving the 2 resolutions tonight for the California Day of the Teacher. That's tomorrow, so yay, teachers. Teachers are super important in everything we do from TK all the way to 12 and adult school, so thank you for that. Also, you approved the Classified School Employees Week. That's next week, the entire week. Just as important, the folks who make our meals, the folks who clean the grounds, the people who support paraprofessionals in the classroom. It's huge, so we really appreciate that support. Thank you.
Board member comments? Let's start with Josh.
Yeah, so there's 2 things I personally wanted to talk about that I can connect with this. First, Ms. Caricato becoming the assistant principal at Mesa View Middle School. They are very lucky to have her. For those of you that don't know, she teaches 0 period AP chemistry at the high school, and it's probably the only reason I will wake up for that. So Mesa View is very lucky to have her. And then also solar boat team. So I think it's a great opportunity. I have a ton of friends on that team, and very proud of the engineering academy that they're continuing to do that and doing so well. And sadly, this will be my last meeting, so.
Yeah, you snuck that in on us.
Yeah, sorry about that, but again, thank you all so much for everything and allowing me to do everything that I've been able to do.
Congratulations to Joshua for an amazing year. What a leader. Looking forward to seeing your name in positive ways in the newspaper and media. Also, I just want to shout out to Ridgeview Elementary School. very impressed with all that stuff, especially to Delaney, Edwards, Ethan Plummer, and Silas Wallace for their projects. I thought that was amazing. Sabrina, Knight at the high school was also had a great presentation. And I'm very impressed with her and her accomplishments so far. And I just want to thank the board for a wonderful school year so far. And I don't know what happens after this, but if we have another meeting in next month, I'll be here.
Yes, I appreciate this meeting, for information and also recognition. Every time I am amazed at these young adults and their strives of accomplishments from our student board leader, a member, to our new, one that's taking, their place. Congratulations, on that feat. Also, I was able to go to, it was Green Valley, to do the Anne Frank. And I had a docent that she was here and I said, you did a great job. She goes, you looked familiar. But they did an amazing job and very interactive. And it's true. I mean, there was, I don't know how many panels and everyone they spoke to. And it showed, dedication and really the ability to take on a task and do it well. I also wanted to, let's see. I think I had said everything. What a great school year. I'm glad to be a part of this board for the last 6 months or so. And I look forward to getting back into the schools and doing some school visits. So if I haven't seen your school, I will. So have a great summer and enjoy.
Okay. And I want to thank Mrs. Binks for arranging for us to get so much exercise during this meeting. Very, very good. You know, just the steps and also the standing and sitting, it's a lot of hard work. These meetings are always wonderful. It's great to be able to celebrate everybody and see the high school kids that have accomplished so much, but also those little TK graders who just melt your heart and they're just on their way to be doing great things. We always have lots to celebrate. We always have lots to work on. And we take both things, I think we do take both things very seriously. So the concerns that were brought up are things that we're going to work on. And the celebrations are things that we're going to celebrate so that we have enough energy to work on the things that need to be done. So thank you for everybody for coming.
Just a quick congratulations again to Heather Aguilar, Kim Caricato, and Anthony Macias. Before we come out and before we vote, we get to interview them, speak with them and privately, and they're amazing. All three of them, just amazing, and just they're going to be a great addition to their new position. So congratulations to them. And to Wildwood Elementary, my kids homeschool, always have my heart there at Wildwood. I'm proud of them for the Distinguished School Honor, the STEAM Challenge, all the recognition that we had tonight was beautiful. I just love seeing all the kids. It makes the board meetings not so boring when we see the kids. Josh, I hope that you keep in touch because you will be kind of local, and I can't wait to hear how things go and as you become an engineer. Do you know what kind of engineering you want to go into?
Still working on that.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay.
Something.
Well, very good. And everybody, thank you for such a great year and have a good summer.
Congratulations to Aguilar, Caricato, and Mr. Macias as well. And Don, thank you for always bringing fire to our meetings.
I love that.
We appreciate you for sure. I'd like to echo what Ms. Bannister said about working on the things we need to work on. Thank you for coming and I appreciated hearing the voice of the students, so thank you for that. On a great note, I think there's like 15 days of school left or something. So you got this. You got this. Yes. Thank you, and my adjournment is just a regular, yes. Meeting is adjourned at 9:02. Yes, we have to go.